can we talk efficiency? Because EVs have been making small gains for a long time now when it comes to range, but too often they do that by putting more battery into the car. Well, the new Mercedes CLA is a bit different. It's taken efficiency to new levels in order to get a range of over 480 miles from an 85 kilowatt hour battery. Oh, I hear you say, fancy. But hasn't Tesla kind of already done this with an efficient compact saloon? Well, yes, in some ways you are quite right. Tesla, with that small matter of the Model 3, has already made a very efficient compact saloon that, of course, the CLA is targeting directly. And yes, you can get a new Model 3 that does over 460 miles of range to a not dissimilar sized battery to what you get in the new CLA. But hear me out, because Mercedes is doing it even better. That's right. This is new Mercedes. It's the new generation Mercedes. It's got new platform, new battery. Underneath this car, 85 kilowatt hour lithium ion NMC battery, sourced from LG, but it's all new tech and super efficient. It's all about the efficiency. Drag coefficient of 0.21 on this car. It's got a 2-speed gearbox at the back to help with the range rather than necessarily with the performance like you get on the Porsche Taycan, that kind of thing. Very efficient new electric motor. There really is kind of a ground up rethink here on making the CLA not just efficient in official figures, but efficient in the real world. Hence, getting a 484 mile official range out of this 85 kilowatt hour battery, which for a large but not huge battery is really, really impressive. In fact, that is 5 miles per kilowatt hour impressive. The price is pretty good too. The rear-wheel drive CLA 250 Plus that we have here will be the only model available initially from launch in the CLA range, and it costs just under £46,000. For that, you even get the pano roof, leatherette upholstery, parking camera and more, although the AMG line with its snazzier white and black interior, keyless entry and AMG alloys will likely be the more popular trim at just under £50,000. What do you think of the way this thing looks then? I quite like it. I don't think it's revolutionary. I don't think it's really striking or stands out that much next to other cars out there, but I do think it looks clean, fresh and modern, and you can't really mistake it for anything other than a Mercedes, can you? Not least because it has obviously got Mercedes badges everywhere, all over it. In fact, if you go for the top spec premium AMG line trim that we have here, you get 142 individually illuminated Mercedes stars on the grille here. Obviously, as well as the dinner plate sized Mercedes logo, another Mercedes badge there, Mercedes badges everywhere on the wheels. If you want to follow me around the back here, look, Mercedes lights at the rear as well. You're not going to forget what you're driving, that's for sure. If you do, by any chance, there are also illuminated Mercedes logos all over the dash, but I will show you that in just a minute. In the meantime, I want to make quick reference to the colour here. So I really like this metallic red. There are 6 colours available on the CLA. 2 of them are black, none of them are silver, which if you know anything about the Mercedes heritage and, you know, silver means something to the Mercedes brand. So I think it's meaningful that they're not offering it on the CLA because this is the new, youthful Mercedes. So no silver, we want matte grey, darling. And that's what you get. You can have matte grey, bright blue, red, blacks, white. Those are your colours, the new CLA. Anyway, let us know what you think about how this car looks. And in the meantime, let's check out the practicality. The 405 litre boot in the CLA is big enough for a compact saloon. It's a decent sized boot floor and you can fold the seats if you want to. There is also a good sized frunk, which is really useful, and you get that with the dual motor version too. And more than that, you can get the CLA as a shooting brake model, and you don't get that with your Model 3, do you? So, it's pretty nice in the back of the CLA. I'm quite impressed by how much legroom there is. There isn't masses of headroom. I think if you're taller than me, so I'm 5'7", I think if you're 6 foot or over, you're going to feel maybe a little bit hemmed in. But there is that shooting brake version, which will have a little bit more rear headroom, so I think that'll be another reason to go for that. And it's worth pointing out you do get this standard panoramic roof on every CLA, which is really nice. So that does make it feel quite airy back here. It's actually really quite comfy. The floor does feel a tiny bit high, so your knees are kind of raised up. That's not too bad. Get your centre rear armrest with your cup holders, a couple of USB-C charging ports, air vents as well. So it's not bad, is it really? Quite like it. Every CLA gets this big central 14-inch touchscreen complete with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as Mercedes' own MBUX software and nav system. It's all pretty easy to use, the graphics are fantastic, but as with most of these systems, it is so complicated that you'll take some time to get used to it. So, we know that you get all of the screen you could possibly want with the features that you expect, And it's not too difficult to use either, this system. So it's touchscreen, you've got configurable shortcuts. It's pretty easy to control your lane keep assist and your speed limit warning and all of that stuff. Straightforward readout. I quite like this white material here because it's just a bit different and it feels quite tactile, but I worry about how it's going to mark over time. And I don't know if it quite feels like what you'd expect from a sort of over £50,000 car, which this top spec premium car is. Similarly, I'm just a bit, it's all very, there's just a big slab of gloss black screen and then plastic with the illuminated lights, slightly too chintzy vents over here. I'm just not sure that this looks like quite the kind of high class interior that I'd wanted for the CLA. There's aspects of it that feel a little bit, just a tiny bit tacky and a bit too gloss plasticky and a bit too, it's like almost a bit sort of, just a bit, yeah, lacking a bit in class, I think. But nonetheless, easy enough to use, and I really like the slim steering wheel. Seats are really comfy. Four-way lumbar adjustment, electric adjustment. Yeah, I rather like it. That's not all that's impressive about the CLA. It also gets 800 volt tech for rapid charging speeds of up to 320 kilowatts, which in ideal conditions and with a powerful enough charger is good for a 100 mile top up in close to 5 minutes. But peculiarly, the CLA won't charge at a 400 volt rapid charger, which includes the majority of public rapid chargers on the UK's motorway network. You have to use a converter to use those. Sure, Mercedes is providing the converter, but that still seems like a weird irritation that you wouldn't expect from any new EV, never mind a brand new latest generation Mercedes. So we are out here in the beautiful Cotswolds on the UK launch of the CLA. So you're going to have to forgive us if some of the roads are a little bit slow and narrow. That's just what you get for coming to this very picturesque corner of ye olde England. Nonetheless, the CLA is, well, it's a joy to drive actually. Can I just talk about ride comfort here? Because like I mentioned, this car's going to come on 18 or 19 inch wheels. This car's on 19s. You don't get adaptive suspension, but really good ride comfort. It's soft and pliant, but really well controlled. They've done a really good job at that. And some of the road surfaces around here are really bad, but the CLA's coped really well with them. Refinement, really good. There's barely any kind of whine from that electric motor. You just feel like you really glide along in the CLA. And I think that's a very Mercedes thing. I think that really sort of, it really suits the car. Honestly, I'm really taken with how this car drives. It just feels very well judged. It doesn't feel like a sports saloon. So this is the 250 Plus, which is the model that we'll launch in the UK with. That'll be the only one you can buy initially. And that is 0 to 62 in 6.7 seconds. So fast enough, to be honest. So it's about 270 brake, just under, I think. So performance, absolutely fine. You do have your dynamic modes, of course, and that affects throttle, steering, and your traction control stuff, really, and that's it. So it's quite a simple setup in that regard, but it just feels very good on UK roads because of that road. So you still get a sense of what's going on, but it's all really nicely cushioned without feeling wobbly and blobby, and, you know, so really nice. The steering, lovely steering wheel, really nice and precise, plenty of front end response, lots of grip despite this being rear wheel drive. I really, really like it. This is one of those cars I've got into and it feels light and lovely, and I think it's exactly what people are going to want. So you have got brake regen up here on the stalk and you push it away from you to go lighter. You can have it off completely or you pull it towards you for adaptive or normal or heavy, which is a one pedal mode. So we like that. So it's got proper one pedal mode. So you've got all your variable regen stuff, easy to toggle through, like that as well. I think Mercedes have really nailed the way this car drives. Compared to, say, even the EQE or the EQS, really good. And let's talk about what's coming with the CLA as well, because there is going to be a dual motor 350 Plus model coming, which is going to get more power, 0 to 62 of about 4.8 seconds, I think, under 5, that's for sure. And it is really good to drive because I got a cheeky drive in the 350 out in Denmark and I really enjoyed it. So that's coming. Plus you've got the shooting brake, and I hear on the grapevine that Mercedes is going to bring a smaller battery LFP model to the CLA range, which will be It won't be as long range as this, of course, but it's going to be the cheaper option. So I don't think that's been confirmed yet, but I have heard that that may well happen. So here's hoping that does come to the UK. Potentially it might even arrive next year, apparently. So we will see on that front. Nothing official, but keep your eyes peeled, because I think that could sell really well as well. If you've got, you know, potentially a sort of 40 grand-ish CLA, or maybe even a bit less, wow, that's going to do well, isn't it? So really impressed with the way this drives. But enough of that. I think the way this car drives is going to only be a reason to buy it. I really, really like it. I really prefer the way this drives to a Model 3, and I like the way the Model 3 and the Polestar 2 drives, but I would have this over those two in terms of its dynamics. But we've talked about efficiency a lot, so I'm going to go and drive this for a bit. Give me a minute. Right, so I have been pottering around the Cotswolds. I know, it's a tough job, but somebody has got to do it. In and out of little towns, on a lot of A roads. I haven't done any motorway, but I'm seeing efficiency of, well, close to 4 miles per kilowatt hour. I'm a little bit disappointed about that, because I saw better efficiency than that out in Denmark from the 350, but it was a warmer day, and that does make a big difference. But ultimately right now, I am seeing real world range from this car of around about 370 to 380 miles to a full charge. I reckon that's going to be pretty typical of this car in winter. Don't forget, we're on the 19-inch wheels as well, so that does affect range. But in warmer weather, I think you're going to see well over 400 miles to a charge without trying at all. And I know that there are a lot of other guys that have been driving this round that I've chatted to, and they've had really good real-world efficiency from it. So I do think that that range is going to be a real selling point for the CLA, because you don't get many cars that do that in the real world. You know, over 400 miles is really impressive. So not bad. I'm not going to lie, I'd hoped to see slightly better from the CLA today, but because it's got that 2-speed gearbox at the back, this has been designed to be very efficient at motorway speeds. And I haven't done a lot of that, so there's that aspect of it too. So I am really, really impressed with this car. I think the tech in it, for the costs, really impressive. I mean, I'm so pleased that we're talking about efficiency now rather than range, rather than just stuffing more battery into cars in order to get longer range. We're talking about the efficiency, that's crucial. We're seeing a huge step change in battery technology right now. The CLA is the first of the breed to come out, the new BMW iX3 Neue Klasse. That's a 500-mile car for, you know, not much more than this as well. So really, really pleased that we're seeing this new tech, and I'm really pleased that Mercedes has made it so appealing in the CLA and so effective. The efficiency, the range, the costs, I like it a lot. Or how about a used electric Mercedes, or indeed a Tesla or a Polestar? Well, head to CarGurus.co.uk, because there are some fantastic deals on those right now. And while you're here, please do like the video, subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel, and turn your notifications on so that you don't miss any of our videos.